Good morning, my angels. Good morning, my angels, Jehovah's Witnesses. Who are the witnesses of Jehovah? Those who understand what Jehovah speaks. Right. He drinks out of his mug the royal happiness to enjoy language. Right. Do you have to give up your physical sensations for the understanding of the language you speak? No. Language satisfies your physical sensations, not to obscure your physicality in the superficiality of your skin, but being deep to your marrow. Right. Immortality is a word. It has a meaning. It means the immortality of physical sensation in an individual being. You think it is impossible, but 90 years ago, a group of Americans who called themselves, Ingersoll Institute. You can find Ingersoll Institute by referring to your libraries and archives. There were few people who were thinking of the knowledge of immortality. This knowledge of immortality can be communicated through language. It cannot be communicated through physical performance of spacecraft. It cannot be performed by jet planes or supersonic or subsonic. It cannot be performed by internal combustion engines of burning gasoline and not burning life. Right, which maintains metabolism. Metabolism of protein, which gives you the body. Protein is not nothing, is a sensation. It's for the chemists and physicists to understand. They use the metaphors of the physical and chemical world, but hardly they understand what they speak. They all die, right? All physicists and chemists die, don't they? But that doesn't mean you have to die. They lost the knowledge of immortality, which can be profoundly expressed in language. You feel it. You didn't argue about it. You feel immortal, right? It clicks and you become immortal. Refer to the book of Revelations. It clicks, but if you are a coward, you'll stop the clicking and die. But if you permit it to be clicked in your physical sensation, you'll become physically immortal. There is nothing wrong about it. Those who won't believe it will say, if I pull a trigger of a 6-shooter through your ear, will you die? But nobody's going to prove it like that. Because you love everybody. You speak to them. You don't rob them. You give them. Mr. Louis B. Gottlieb, who founded Morningstar Ranch in 1967 before he came to India and saw me in physicality, right? Isn't that Lou? Let's talk among ourselves. Memory is life. Nobody lives in memory. They forget what happened yesterday. Therefore, they require mechanical computers, right, to remember the feedback memories, right? Now the scientists are trying to find a computer who will teach them how to live. And United States government is paying, Pentagon is paying $1 million a year, to this scientist in Harvard who is trying to make a computer who can really think. Aren't you fools, Lou? If you cannot think, you make a machine who will think for you. It's stupid. To realize that, you didn't hurt anybody. Those who are listening to us, Lou, they are listening to this radio. This radio is the radio of the foundation of revelation. The means of communication, right? But what you hear, if you don't understand, what is the use of this radio? To hear music and not language? Language is a vehicle for communication, right? Not noise. Noise is also language. It speaks lies and theories. It never speaks the truth. When language speaks the truth, it becomes an action. When it speaks lies, it becomes death. Death is not an action, it's cessation from activities. Don't you realize that, my gods? Don't you realize that, my goddesses? I'm appealing to realize the language you use, my angels. I don't want anything from you. I require so little. I don't require automobiles. I don't require spacecrafts. I don't require guns, bombs. I don't require archives where thousands of books and scribbled materials, right, are stored, which nobody has access to, right? If you have gotten access to the files, you become a judge to indict others, right? You don't become a lover. Judges cannot love. God said, don't judge others, lest you shall be judged by God. It has a meaning. I appeal to understand the meaning of what the scriptures say. I don't disregard Bible. I am not an ism. Ism creates a limitation in understanding. Buddhism, Christianity, Hinduism, Islam, there are limitations in understanding. And you can fight, for lack of understanding. You can never fight for understanding. You can only love for understanding. All the world needs is love and not judgment. St. Paul was thrown into prison in Rome, right? And the prison walls fell apart because in the prison he started speaking about God, speaking about truth. Do you mean to say God is falsehood? No. God never lies, and people who speak about God never lies either. God, He's in heaven. He resides in heaven as language, as a means of communication, as a medium of communication, not a medium to tell lies and make money. That's the world of ignorance. Boom Shankar Bholenath.